Bonjour. Today we're going to look at a quick review over the test that you're going to have on Thursday. I'm just going to go through the points, maybe give you some examples, make sure that you know what to expect. First section is always the same, right? Vocabulaire. This includes countries, so make sure you know your countries, pays. And all of the vocab related to things that you do while you're out of the country, modes of transportation, things like ticket and train and going to the beach, activities, I guess, related to travel. Just look back at your vocab sheet. Basically in the first section it's going to say something like Bob arrive à l'aéroport. Il blank. He arrives at the airport. What is he going to do? There's going to be 5 options, 4 questions, 5 options, so one of them won't be used. And you'll just choose whatever makes sense. Is he going to pack his bags? Is he going to go to a ski station? Is he going to go to the beach? Okay, he just arrived at the airport. What is he going to do? So that's the first half of vocab. The second half of your vocab is, the second half of your vocab is all modes of transportation. So between Brazil and Ireland, what are you going to use? A plane, a taxi, a metro, a bus, that's what you're going to have to do. Between a house and a university, between Italy and Switzerland, just make sure that you really are familiar, let me put that down here, familiar with your modes of transportation. That is vocab. Our next section is going to be related to the video. So I'm going to come over here, video. The script y'all presented. There's only 2 questions. They're true or false, vrai ou faux. And the first one is David went to Switzerland with his parents. He'll decide vrai ou faux. And Sandrine is going to make reservations for a week in Albertville. She's going to make reservations at a ski resort in Albertville. So you'll decide vrai ou faux for those 2. All right. Our next section is related to culture. So I'm going to flip this over. And for culture, there's just 2 questions that you need to know. Remember, this is about Tahiti. So question number 1 is Tahiti, fait partie blank. Okay, that's today, current today. And then the second question is related to Musée d'Orsay. Et le Musée d'Orsay a une collection magnifique. All right, de quoi? So decide whatever that's going to be. Make sure you look back at your culture page for those 2 questions, be able to answer them. And our last section is going to be all about passé composé. So let me just remind you guys that when we're doing passé composé, specifically with être, we have a 3-step process, right? Step 1, you want to use the verb être. Make sure you have this verb memorized. Je suis, tu es, il, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils, elles sont. Have to have this verb memorized. It's so important. Okay, so that's our first step, right? Then second step is conjugating ER to E, IR to I, RE to U, except for our irregulars, right? What are our irregulars? Né, naître, mort, mourir, and venu, or revenu as well. Okay? All right, number 3, last step, is making it agree in gender and number. Agreeing in gender, which means possibly adding an E. Agreeing in number, which means possibly adding an S. Okay? So if you look at this 3-step process, you have it right here, and you want to do, here, I'm going to flip this. Okay, so you want to practice this. If you have a sentence, this is how, basically, numbers 13 through 20 is all the passé composé. That's how important it is. So I have Marc and Sylvain. Okay, Sylvain blank, in parentheses. I want to do the verb aller. À la fête. Okay, they go to the party. They went to the party. So my first step in this, step number 1, is the verb être. I have 2 people. I'm going with the plural, sont. That's step 1. Step 2, I have to conjugate this verb. ER becomes E with an accent. Now I have 2 people, and this is step 3. I have 2 people, which means this has to have an S. Marc is a boy's name, so I don't need an E, but I do need an S. So Marc et Sylvain sont allés à la fête. Done. Okay? 3-step process, do not forget. I think that is it. Let me know if you have any questions before the test. It is Thursday, so make sure you're ready. Au revoir.